Hello again. I've discussed more than once on this channel the way in which genuine historical characters and also those from literature are increasingly being portrayed in various media as belonging to this or that visible minority. A Gujarati Hindu acted the title role in a film of David Copperfield quite recently, and the same man also stars as the eponymous hero of Sir Gawain and the Green Knight in another film which is based upon a medieval poem. We've also grown used to seeing black actors being cast in increasingly bizarre roles in television dramas, such as Anne Boleyn and Queen Charlotte. I want to look today at one particular character from English literature, Heathcliff from Wuthering Heights. The other day, somebody commented here and said that his daughter was convinced that Heathcliff had been black in the book. It doesn't really surprise me. A lot of schools now follow this mad idea because it looks fashionable and it enables them to talk about the slave trade. I thought I'd explain how this has come about. It's a fairly early instance of what some call blackwashing. It's just a little under a decade ago. It was far less common at that time. In fact, it caused headlines to appear in some newspapers. In 2011, which is when this first happened, a film of Wuthering Heights was released which featured Heathcliff as being black or mixed race. Since then, left-wing and progressive people have been hard at work trying to install the black Heathcliff not as a fancy of some filmmaker, but as being actually stated in the book Wuthering Heights. After all, the boy came from Liverpool, and wasn't Liverpool famous for its involvement in the slave trade? Well, there you are. In 2015, a black writer had a book published called The Lost Child, in which Heathcliff was also black, and he was explained away in the plot as being the son of a former slave. Wikipedia says that Heathcliff may have been of mixed race because he is described in the original book as a dark-skinned gypsy. More likely to have been a gypsy, one would think, based on that. I like also the way that Wikipedia refers to the original book as though this is some sort of dodgy source that we can now rectify with modern knowledge and insight. It's clear that this piece of nonsense has now become embedded in the popular mind, and that for generations of school children in the future, the central character of one of the greatest novels in the English language will be remembered as yet one more example of the multicultural nature of Victorian Britain. The problem is, of course, that none at all, of those making up these absurd fantasies have ever actually read Wuthering Heights. Well, let's just see from the book if Heathcliff was described as black or white, shall we? I know the book pretty well, so I think I can settle the matter with just two quotations. Reaches for trusty copy of Bronte. Here we are, Wuthering Heights, the original book. Let's see. Heathcliff stood near the entrance in his shirt and trousers with a candle dripping over his fingers and his face as white as the wall behind him. And here someone has thrown something hard at Heathcliff, and this is his reaction. Hindley threw it, hitting him on the breast, and down he fell, but staggered up immediately, breathless and white. There we are then. Has anybody ever heard of a black or mixed race person whose face is as white as a whitewashed wall? No? Has anybody ever heard of a black person turning white with anger or shock? No? That's what I thought. The rewriting of England's legacy, both historical and literary, is made much easier because few young people today actually read books anymore. it's a very sad state of affairs.